Hi there, I'm Jason, and you're watching
Jason! 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 Jason!
What is the product when you square this binomial 2a plus 1? Is it letter A, 4a squared plus 1? Letter B, 4a squared plus 4a plus 1? Letter C, 4a squared plus 5a plus 1? Or letter D, 4a squared plus 5a plus 2? What is your answer? So in answering this particular question, some of the students use the FOIL method. So we have here quantity 2a plus 1 squared. So their solution is this one. So nga nila pag-solve ni nga problem. So quantity 2a plus 1 squared. So 2a plus 1 squared, that's gonna be, pwede na siya, that can be written as 2a plus 1 times 2a plus 1 kay square man ang ilang exponent. And then they're gonna use the FOIL method. So 2a times 2a, that's gonna be 4a squared. And then 2a times 1, that's 2a. 1 times 2a, that's 2a. And then 1 times 1, that's 1. So they are using the FOIL method to answer this. And then they are going to simplify this because this can still be combined. So 4a squared plus 2a plus 2a, that's 4a, and then plus 1. So again, some of the students use this FOIL method because they find it more convenient. However, there's actually a technique for you to answer this particular problem easily and quickly, and that is square of binomials pattern. So there is actually a pattern here which you could use to answer such questions easily and quickly. So for example, this one, quantity a plus b squared. So this is the pattern. All you just have to do is just to square the first term plus twice the product of the first term and the second term, and then square the second term or the last term. So again, square na imong first term. So ang first term anak kay a man, and then square it. So that's gonna be a squared. And then you multiply plus, you multiply a times b, that's ab. And then you multiply it by 2 pa jud. So 2ab. And then you square the second term or the last term. So that's gonna be b squared. So that's b squared. So nga na ang pattern. And then you have to take note that if this is positive, so positive po niya ang sign sa second term. Pero kung negative na ana, negative ang sign sa second term. And then ang last term na sa ilang answer should always be positive. Okay? Now let's have these examples for you to understand the concept better. Example, so quantity c plus 3 squared. So again, all you just have to do is to square the first term. So you square the first term is c, and then you square it, plus, kay plus man na, so plus na ni plus. You multiply the first term and the second term. So c times 3, that's 3c. And then you still multiply it by 2 pa jud. 2 here is actually constant. So dili na mautrutura jud na ana. And then you add the square of the second term or the last term. So 3 squared. And then you evaluate, you simplify. So c squared, that's c squared. 2 times 3c, that's 6c. And then plus 3 squared, that's 9. So this is our final answer. So it's easier, and you could actually answer such questions quickly. So mas dali mo maka-answer mo ana mentally. So how about this one? Quantity 4d minus 5 squared. So again, all you just have to do is to square the first term. Ang first term 4d, so you square it. So 4d, quantity 4d squared, and then plus i-show saan haan ang plus for you to know nga nung ma-minus sad siya kung minus ni ang middle term. So plus, you multiply the first term and the second term. So 4d times negative 5, that's negative 20d. And then you will still multiply it by 2. And then plus the square of the second term, the last term, which is negative 5. So negative 5 squared, so this one. And then you simplify. So quantity 4d squared, that's gonna be 16d squared. So you still have to square this number. Ang uban banggod kay di ra ilang square. So ang ilang answer ani kay 4d squared. So mali na. Dapat square pa din imong numerical coefficient. So 4 squared, that's 16. D squared, so d squared. And then you multiply 2 times negative 20d, so that's gonna be positive 2 times negative 20, so that's gonna be negative 40. That's the rule in multiplying integers, right? And then you just have to copy d, kaya wala may d ani. So positive 2 times negative 20d, that's gonna be negative 40d, plus negative 5, quantity negative 5 squared, that's gonna be positive 25, because when you square a negative number, the answer is always positive. So this is the answer. So diba, if you are going to apply the pattern, so for example this one, just have to square the first term, c squared, twice the product of the first and the second term. So c times 3 3c times 2, 6c. And then you square the last term, so that's gonna be 9. This one, 4d minus 5, quantity 4d minus 5 squared. So you square the first term, 4d, quantity 4d squared. So that's gonna be 16d squared. And then minus money, so minus na dyan ang sign na. And times na mo, 4d times 5, 20. And then you multiply it by 2, that's gonna be 40d. And then you square the last term, so 5 squared, that's positive 25. So that's just basically the square of binomials patterns. Mora na ang pattern when you are going to square binomial. So ingan na siya. Again, kung plus ni, plus na sila tanan. Kung minus ni, minus ang sign sa middle, sa second term. So that's just basically it. So going back to our question, so let's find the product of quantity 2a plus 1 squared. So saan man na nato? So again, you square the first term. So 2a, quantity 2a squared, that's gonna be 4a squared. And then plus man so plus na ang sign ani, plus you multiply 2a times 1, so 2a times 1, that's 2a, and then times 2, that's 4a. And then you square the last term, so 1 squared, that's 1. So this is our answer. So going back to our question, the correct answer is letter B. That is the correct answer. So diba, you could actually solve it mentally. How about this one? So let's have more examples. Find the product of this. So we have 2 square the binomial a plus 7. So again, ang naman ito ibuhaton, you just have to square the first term. So a squared plus a times 7, 7a times 2, 14a. And then plus, kay plus man na, so plus na, square the last term or the second term. So 7 squared, that's 49. So this is our answer. Nga na siya ka dali. How about this? Find the product of this. So when we square this binomial b minus 4, so what's gonna be your answer? So again, square ang first term. So b squared minus man ni, so minus ang sign sa sunod. So b times 4, that's 4b, and then times 2, 4b times 2, that's minus 8b. So minus ni kay minus man ang ilang sign ani. And then plus na dyan ng ikatulong nga term. So plus 4 squared, that's 16. So this is our final answer. B squared minus 8b plus 16. Okay? Now, let's have more examples. Okay, let's find the product when we square the binomial 5x plus 6y. So again, you square the first term. So 5x squared, that's gonna be 25x squared. No? And then plus man is, so plus ang sign, 5x times 6y, that's 30xy times 2, that's 60xy. And then you square the last term. So 6y, quantity 6y squared, that's gonna be 6 squared, that's 36. And then y squared, y squared. So this is our final answer. What about this one? Find the product when we multiply or when we square this binomial 2rs minus 3t. So again, you square the first term. So you square quantity 2rs squared. So that's going to be 2 squared, that's 4. R squared, that's r squared. S squared, that's s squared. And then subtraction man ni, so minus ng sign ana, 2rs times 3t, that's 6rst times 2, 12rst, morning 12 ani. And then plus, you square the last term. So 3t, quantity 3t squared. So 3 squared, that's 9. T squared, that's t squared. So this is our answer. 4r squared, s squared minus 12rst plus 9t squared. Now, what about this one? Find the product when you square 8f squared g plus 7h cubed j. So what's gonna be your answers? Again, all just have to do is to square the first term and then plus. So square the first term. So 8 squared, that's 64. F squared and then squared, that's f to the 4th power. And then g squared, so g squared. Plus man ni, so plus ng second term. You multiply this. Ganun na 112 naman ni because you multiply the first term and the second term. So 8f squared g times 7h cubed j. H cubed j. So that's gonna be 56 times 2, 12. And then f squared g h cubed j. So ikang mag-copy rag ilang mga variables. And then the square of the second term or the last term. So 7 squared, that's 49. H cubed squared, that's h to the 6th power, and then j squared is j squared. So this is our final answer. Yan na siya kadali. That's just how easy squaring binomials is. So this time, I want you to try this one. Try to find the product when you square the binomial 3y minus for z. And you may comment your answer in the comment section below. So that's all for now. I hope that this video helps for you to understand how to square binomials. Thank you, more power, and let's keep learning.